Welcome to the Warband, a World of Warcraft podcast. I am your host, Swaglock, and with me today for the 57th, I'm trying to do the math because you missed an episode, so 55th time ever, my co-host, your favorite, Chicken.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you really? Oh my gosh. This guy.
Yeah, because it's episode 56, right? And you missed one. Because we had to fill in one when you were on a work trip one time. So that would mean your 55th time on the podcast.
55th time, baby. Woo!
Did you know last week when we didn't have a guest, I just put featuring Chicken as our guest on the title?
Yeah, I did see that. And I was like, oh. I was like, that's kind of cool. That's a funny meme. But hey, what can you do? I mean, you can't do too much, right?
Dude, I got like morning voice right now because
you sound rough.
It'll wear out in a second, go back to normal. But I had an early morning for work and a very busy day at work, and so I came home. I passed out and I slept for like an hour and a half, then rolled out of bed and started recording this podcast.
And you're just like, oh, here I am, and I have like thick Costco pizza and ice cream coursing through my veins.
Dude, you should have grabbed me a Costco
car.
pizza, bro. You should have grabbed me a Costco pizza.
Oh, I should have. Sorry, bro.
Dang. It's
a
okay,
whole
dude.
pizza? Like literally a whole pizza?
A whole pizza, yeah, bro. Dude, bro, I'd be heating up tomorrow.
That's fair.
Costco pizza heats up well. That's
really?
good tech. Yeah, that's good tech. Costco pizza heats up well. Yeah.
It's I mean, a whole pizza, $10. Whew,
yeah,
can't
dude,
beat that.
first of all, great deal. It's a great deal. Second, and I want to clarify for people listening who are like, well, Swag and Chicken probably just don't know what good pizza tastes like. Guys, we live in like the heart of the Northeast. We are like Chicken. I could throw a rock and hit like a good pizza spot. Like it's not that hard.
Yeah, dude.
It's not that hard. We have good pizza all around. Costco pizza though, like is its own thing, right? Like if I want pizza, I'm not going for Costco pizza. But when I want Costco pizza, I want Costco pizza. Like there's nothing else.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, it's just this like thick, like you got that chewy dough, right? And then it's got like lots of cheese. I mean, that's it, really. That's about the whole thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's good.
It's good though. I mean,
and
I don't know.
Very good price. Very good price.
I'm a fan.
Yeah,
but you know,
and don't forget to use
podcast.
code Warband at checkout next time you're at Costco.
At checkout at Costco.
Next time you're at Costco, use code Warband for 0% off. They'll look at you weird, but you know what though? Aren't you gonna rep the podcast? Don't you want to rep the podcast? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're at Costco. Doesn't matter if you're at Micro Center. Doesn't matter if you're at GameStop. Yo, I don't even care, dude. Dude, I don't even care, man. If you're getting gas at 7-Eleven, code Swaglock.
Code Swaglock.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Imagine.
Code Warband. Sorry. I lose track of which codes to use, dude. Am I on my Twitch stream right now, or are we podcasting? It's Warband. Code Warband.
It's too early, man. You just woke up.
Dude, it's too early, but it's also like 5 in the afternoon.
It's yeah. Anyways,
all right, dude, Chicken. What have you been up to this week, bro? In the world of Warcraft.
I was gonna say you have a pretty big achievement to talk about, but we'll get there.
Me?
We'll get there.
Dude, I have achieved.
Yeah.
I don't know if I. Oh yeah.
You're like, oh.
Well, I'm trying to like think what I achieved.
Too early.
Because right before we started streaming, we were talking about M+, and I'm like, I haven't done like Jack and M+. I've run 10s and like 11s, but I haven't actually like progged my key in M+. And so we're like chatting about it. I'm like thinking, but the reason I was thinking about it was because I was checking out Capo's rating because he's on Twitch right now live, and I was like, look, he has like that little thing where it like shows you the rating. And so, and dude, I know Capo and I play in like way different leagues, so I don't care. But he's still a friend, so like you kind of look like, oh, what's my friend up to? What's he doing? Right? I'm like trying to.
I mean,
I'm hoping I get 3K rating for the first time ever this season. And I look over at him, he's got like 3,700 rating, and I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, I don't even play the same game as this guy. But what have you been up to?
3,700 rating is nuts, dude. Dude, I don't even have. Dude, he's easily got. He almost has double on me. No, not almost.
He's got basically it's like all 18s and 19s.
Dude, he's got 1,000 on me easily. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's got way more than 1,000. He almost has 1,500 on me. Anyways,
well,
yeah, that's pretty nuts. I mean, to be honest, I haven't played too much WoW this week. I played a little bit.
Yeah.
I've had some family over and just trying to get some stuff done this week.
It makes sense.
But other than that, yeah, I threw my key around a couple times. We did that 11 for the Patreon. Shout out to the Patreon.
That's true.
And that's the first 11 I've done all season, so that felt pretty good. Other than that, yeah, it's been kind of a slow WoW week. And I have a feeling, this one's going to be a little bit slower too, because I'm kind of like, how hard do I want to push when literally like next week I can like upgrade my gear like a lot more. Granted, I guess I should do more dungeons, that way I have the crests, but I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about it a little later. Maybe I can try to look into it a little bit. I don't think last season, they just increased the amount of you get per dungeon just because, right? I don't think that was associated to the turbo boost from last patch or last season. So now I'm kind of curious to see if they'll give us more crests. I doubt it. I'd be kind of shocked if they did.
I think it was associated to turbo boost. I think it's hard to tell totally what exactly counted as turbo boost.
Oh, you do?
I don't remember, to be honest. But
I don't either, to be honest. I can't say I pay attention.
No, I'm just trying to say if it was associated with it last season or not, because it was kind of hard to tell last season what was turbo boost and what was just them adding things at the end. I mean, turbo.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Turbo Boost is kind of like Warbands in the sense where like it's a title that like encompasses a handful of changes. It's not just like one change. It's like, oh, here's a handful, right? And so Turbo Boost could look different this season compared to last season, compared to next season. And I think they're trying to find like what feels right for a Turbo Boost. In the past, Turbo Boost was also kind of like in part like, hey, here's a really awesome ring or trinket or something that you get, neck piece or something, belt, the dive belt. I'm hoping, because I don't love those items, dude. I don't love those items. So I'm hoping.
No, they're kind of gimmicky.
Yeah, so I'm hoping like Turbo Boost just kind of totally replaces that, and we're not getting that again. But maybe Blizzard finds those to be a big win, right? Maybe Blizzard's like, nah, we keep doing because those items are a big win. But I do believe we have the Turbo Boost in terms of eye level increase on gear coming.
Yes.
And you could correct me if I'm wrong in any of this, because I haven't really researched. It's just kind of what I've gathered from titles and things. Increase on gear, right? So now your myth track goes up a little bit higher, et cetera. And then on top of that,
just hero track. Just myth and hero. Yes.
Oh, just myth and hero go a little bit higher. Okay. And then on top of that, next week or 2 weeks after or something, I think it's next week or something, but like a week or two after, then they're removing the crest cap that you get each week. So now you can just like get unlimited crests. And they're also adding in, I think that's when they add the dinar system back in. The every 3 weeks you can get like an item from the raid. So we're starting Mythic Raid next week. And so I'm like, dude, at least let's get Loom down so I can get that trinket.
Oh my gosh. Dude, you just like spoiled it. You spoiled it.
Oh.
Spoiled your big news for this week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was the big news. Okay.
Oh, did you not think? Wait, what were you thinking that I said you had a pretty big deal this week?
Wow. No, I changed guilds.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm kidding. I figured that's what you're talking about. I figured
that
I'm
would
just
be kind of nuts. Anyways. But yeah, so that was my week. You kind of spoiled it a little bit, but why don't you go into your week, kind of talk about the big deal, the big thing.
Yeah, so our guild finally got AOTC this week, which was fun. We got that. We're going right into Mythic next week. I was actually hoping we'd go right into Mythic right away, but I think our raid leader wanted a second to look at the team and make things, because we got it Wednesday, and normally we raid Wednesday, Thursday. So for me, I was like, yo, I'd love if we just went Wednesday, killed Demencius, boom, now Thursday, we're in Mythic. But we were raiding, I think, with 25 people, and so we had to cut it down to 20.
That would have been awkward.
Yeah, and some of that cut down is easy to do because, like, we have a few people that have already said they don't really want to go into Mythic. They just want AOTC, and then they're done. So that makes it easier. Yeah. But we're down to 20 now. starting this week. We have obviously our bench, which will be good because just knowing our players, every week we're probably going to need a couple bench players to jump in. So even though you're on the bench, they're probably going to be playing just as much as almost anybody else will be. Hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
That's the hope. The hope is that they're going to be getting in there.
Yeah, that's the hope.
Getting kills. I think for sure this team is getting a couple kills for sure in Mythic. I don't know how far we're going to get, but I'm excited to do it. Historically, we just lose momentum going into Mythic. One time we had a good Mythic run where I think in the first week we killed like 3 Mythic bosses right off the bat. Like that week we killed 3 Mythic bosses. Mm-hmm. And then our raid leader basically got like hospitalized. He was so sick. And so we just stopped raiding for like 2 weeks. And then it was done. Everybody was done. And I'm worried this time around because, next week or next Tuesday, right? Like, so not this upcoming week. So if you're listening, not the week that you're listening, but the following week is when like Remix and Turbo Boost and everything comes out. And so Turbo Boost kind of should make it more exciting. Turbo Boost should kind of make it more exciting, except knowing our guild, they're all going to be doing Remix. And so that's kind of where some of the question is. And then I'll share some behind the scenes. They're not really big deal behind the scenes stuff, so I'm not like speaking poorly. But if you're like managing a guild, you would understand this. Or if you're an officer in a guild, you would understand this. If you're neither of those things, this is fun to be aware of, that your guild is probably having these conversations, right? So we're now just stepping into Mythic Raid, and we have a few issues, right? So we have players who still want AOTC, but either weren't able to be with us while we were raiding the first time through. Maybe they were benched, maybe whatever, right? For whatever reason, they weren't with us. They still want AOTC.
Yeah.
Or they missed that last raid, right? So we have a couple people who like literally just couldn't show up the night that we got AOTC.
Yeah,
and that sucks, right? And so there's like that question of like, okay, well, when are we going to go back through so that they can get AOTC? And that's a hard question, right? That's a hard question because if we go, okay, you know what, let's do one more clear. Like if we're going to, like, because people are asking, hey, can we just do a re-clear of Dimensius this week? Like, can we just re-clear Dimensius? Dude, that's like, then we're not Mythic raiding. And I don't mean like, oh, we're not Mythic raiding that week. I mean, like, there's no shot. Like, I've been in the game long enough. I've been doing this long enough as an officer in this guild long enough to know that, like, once we get that boss down, that next week we have to be a Mythic, or else all momentum is gone. And Remix is definitely our worst enemy in this case because players are going to want to do Remix, right? So what's going to happen is, like, they're going to start playing Remix having not even touched Mythic raiding, and now they're not going to want to. Now they're going to be off doing their own thing. So we kind of have to hit it hard right away. Regardless, even if Remix wasn't a thing, we'd still have to do it because we just lose momentum. Right? And then the Remix players are like, okay, well, are we going to have, like, Remix raid nights? Are we doing raiding, like, through Remix? And so now, like, we have, like, all these questions. It's like, oh, well, do we want to give up, like, one raid night? And so one raid night a week is Mythic. One raid night a week is Remix. But then you're making, like, no progress if you're just raiding one night a week.
Yeah,
Mythic,
it feels kind of bad.
Like, you're not learning the fights. You're kind of like, oh, we got stuck here. Good luck next week. You know? And so...
yeah, it feels super bad.
I'm not sure where a raid leader is going to land the plane on that one. What's going to be the plan? We also have what we call Academy Night, which is kind of like a raid night for people wanting to learn how to raid. Historically, we just do it on normal difficulty. So we go into normal difficulty, and we'll teach people raid mechanics, and we'll go through. However, we're like one-shotting all the bosses. Like, and that's been the norm for a long time now in past seasons too. Is they're just one-shotting. Because by the time they do it, half the raid team has like done most of heroic. So like they're just one-shotting all the normal bosses.
Yeah, it's like a bloodbath basically.
Yeah. And so the question now is like, okay, well, do we move our Academy Night into heroic? And it's not going to be like, you're not going to get the whole raid done in a single night like you are right now.
No, but that's kind of,
But hey, dude, it'll be more engaging. It'll be more exciting. And then maybe that group slowly works towards getting heroic. And so we're kind of vaguely running two raid teams, right? But two teams that have like drastically different priorities. And so you're not really overlapping in ambition or goal. So that could be beneficial, and that would then alleviate for us the AOTC question, because it's like, okay, actually, no, we're using a third night to like push AOTC. That's doable. It's gonna be harder, but especially as some of the stuff's going on. There's also an element, and I hate to say this, dude, but there's also an element sometimes of just like, yo, if you really, really, really want AOTC, and like your guild got the boss down, but you just missed that night, or you weren't raiding with them or something, dude, there's no shame. There's no shame in just pugging it. There's no shame in just pugging it, right?
Yeah, I mean, is this a pug-friendly kill, the last one?
Demencius is hard. Yeah, Demencius is a hard fight.
Yeah, that's where it's kind of like, how easy would it to be to pug it, though?
Yep. And so you run into all those kind of like questions and issues. The remix one, though, I think is going to be the harder one, right?
Yeah, the remix is your biggest issue at this point. Yeah.
And I think last time we had remix back in Dragonflight, was it Dragonflight when we had remix last? Yeah, right. Pandaria remix was Dragonflight.
Yes. Yeah. Mop.
So
yep.
In Mop remix, I remember we were going into that, and I was like, "Yo, we gotta raid Mop stuff. Like, wouldn't that be so cool to have all these raids that we can do again?" And then I went and did like 2 raid nights with our guild going through Mop raids. I was like, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever done in my entire life."
Yeah. You're like, "This is awful."
And I think part of the reason why I hated it, because people are probably listening who are like, "Dude, I loved raids in Mop remix. What are you talking about?" If you enjoy them, you enjoy them. Like, don't expect me to love the content you love, and if I don't love the content you love, totally fine. The thing I ran into though was that we would go into these raids and we'd have like 3 guild members who just giga chatted their way through the beginning of Mop remix and like abused the frogs for like the XP leveling, and even though they weren't abusing the frogs for XP leveling, they're just going all in, right?
It was rough.
Like
I shouldn't say rough, but
right. I hate using this language. All right, that I'm about to use. I don't like phrasing it this way because I don't think it's fair to the people that I'm talking about. But I think it's important to speak, in a way that encompasses what it felt like, right? So, what it felt like was. Because normally WoW is pretty paced. Like, WoW time gates a lot, and I think that's really healthy for World of Warcraft to do that, right? Because it allows people to kind of stay on pace together, right? And feel like you're playing the same game. Remix, especially Mop Remix. Mop Remix was like the exact opposite of whatever that was, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so it almost felt like we had like a few people in the guild, like with no jobs, that were just sitting around at home all day long. Straight. Like 18 hours a day, just grinding frogs in Mop Remix,
it's
right?
Like, sorry.
And by the way, I know it sounds like I'm hyperbolizing, but the amount of hours you remember that, dude. The amount of hours we had a few people that just put into crappy. The freaking frogs, dude. The frogs, bro.
It was one of those things of just like
one dude farmed them 24 hours straight.
Yeah, I mean, it was clear that just was kind of a rough point in remix.
Because then you go into the raid and you have 3 people doing 90% of the damage. And I'm sorry, but like I have no interest in being carried through content. That's just like, now it's one thing if a friend's like, "Yo, I got plus 15 key. You want to come hop in and see what happens?" Sure, let me see what happens, right? That's one thing where I'm like trying to stay alive. I'm trying to dodge things. I'm trying to participate. It's a whole different thing when you walk into content and like 3 people are doing 90% of the damage, and you're just sitting there like, you're like, "Oh, I'm actually not useful." Like, there's nothing, like I can't.
Right.
There's nothing I can do.
Really do anything.
Yeah. And so I don't love that. So I think my opinion of Legion Remix is low. I definitely want to use it to farm transmogs and appearances and things, but I'm not going into it like, "Yo, we need a guild raid night for Legion Remix," right? In my mind, I'm like, dude, that's so puggable. That's like so puggable that I just now. Granted, they could have changed it. I haven't looked at what the beta looked like, so it's possible it's a whole different experience now. But part of me is
There's
just
no
like,
way they changed it.
Part of me is like, dude, I don't know if I want to give up like a whole mythic night to do pug content, like LFR difficulty content. Now, if it's not LFR difficulty content like Mop was, and it's actually like a good challenge, oh, you know what? Then maybe my mind will be changed, right? Maybe my mind will be changed, but we'll see. And also, it's totally fair for me to just be like, I don't know. If worst case scenario, I just have an extra night to go do arenas or something.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of which, that's what I've been up to this week. I've only had like random small spurts here and there to log in. And so I've just been doing arenas, and I don't know why. I'm not good at them. I'm not good at them, but I keep queuing up to do them.
Hey, I mean, you're only gonna get better if you practice, right?
That's true. That's true.
I mean, you're gonna stay bad at PvP if you don't practice PvP.
That's fair. That's fair. So if anybody has PvP tips specifically for healers, right? Like arena healer tips, resto shaman tips, let me know. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it.
Hey, you're doing it to stay cool, right?
I guess so.
Although
I was trying to do it like on the lowdown, like not have anybody like know I'm doing it. And then sure enough, like
that's way
my
too
guild
late.
master's like logged in and like an achievement comes through in the guild chat. I'm like,
and she's just like, whoa.
Whoop, sorry,
what?
Spell. Sorry, Spell.
Honestly, I mean, I get it though.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's few people in our guild that PvP, and when they see someone PvP, and they're like, one of us.
Dude, listen,
Like
man,
like
you gotta take what you can get, right? When you finally catch someone PvPing, you're like, whoa.
They're like, hey,
there's one other player that likes doing the content. I enjoy.
They're PvPing.
PvP is actually pretty cool content. I get why it's not popular in WoW. They'll blame everything, right? They'll be like, oh, it's not popular because balance, or it's not popular because yada yada or yada yada. I think ultimately,
not even close.
I don't think WoW is an attractional game necessarily for a lot of people that don't or that want PvP content, right? So like, I just know like most of our guildmates I talk to, like they hate the idea of PvP, and it's not because they're like, oh, it's just like unfun. It's like literally like competing against another person directly like that is stressful. Like it's actually just like, no, that's stressful. I can't like put myself to do that. I think WoW's attractional for that. And the players who want to be competitive more so do so on the meters and not like in combat against one another, right? So like M+, raid, etc.
Yeah, I mean, that was a cheesy way of saying it's a skill issue, but yeah.
Could be a little bit.
I don't know. I'm just busting. I mean, for me, it is 100%. I suck at PvP, and that's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
Anyways, dude, I'm pretty hype. I really want the guild to do mythic rating. Like, I really want it to be successful so bad, because if it's successful this season, then hopefully it's successful next season, and then the season after that, and then the season after that, and then one more season after that, and then actually one last season after that, and then hopefully after the season after the last one, I'll be ready to come back to raiding with the guild, and I'll be able to do mythic. I've always wanted to do mythic. It's just we never did. So, I know, except that one time, dude. I was so upset. Like, I was so disappointed. Like, it sounds kind of dumb, but I was like deeply hurt by the fact that we did not do it.
I think so many people were. You're talking about the season where it was season 3 of Dragonflight.
Dragonflight. Yeah.
Right. And we go in the first week and we kill 3 bosses.
Dude. Yeah, dude,
we're riding high on cloud 9, right? And then our raid leader gets sick. And I'm not blaming our raid leader, by the way. Not at all. Like, dude, I'm not going to blame a guy who got hospitalized for being sick. Like, no. What does upset me, though...
Not even a little bit.
What does upset me is we took a 2-week break, and then everybody's like, meh, we're done now.
Never mind.
It's funny how...
Never mind.
It's funny how easy it is to break people's habits.
No, it is. 100%.
Like, once you take out the norm... Because we were talking, we're like, oh, maybe we'll just take a week off from raid, so Lex has time to...
Yeah.
Because I feel it, right? There's that awkwardness of, like, having to have those conversations, and so not wanting to rush it. But then, like, immediately he was like, as much as I want to take a week off, I just know I can't. Like, we just have to go right back in. So, but we have the momentum. People are actually 100%. Interested in doing it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it works out. Like I said, I really want to mythic raid with the guild. And I don't think it's going to... I don't think consistently it'll happen. Because we did try again. We tried season 1, and we just couldn't get the first boss down after like a day or a night. And I think everyone was just like so disappointed that we were just like, okay, never mind.
Yeah, season 1 was an interesting one.
Yeah, but season 3 seems to be a little bit easier. I think just general stats are a little bit better. People are just overall a little less squishy.
Damascus is still a hard fight, though. But...
Do you think you'll honestly
I don't think we'd even get to Damascus, no.
Okay.
I was just
like, no
saying,
offense.
I was just saying he is a harder fight. You were talking about just general balance. Of
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Although
Dude.
season one, the first 4 bosses were known for being pretty easy.
Yeah. We just couldn't get past the first one.
Yeah. But it was a very like low effort try.
Yeah, it was. Even then, I don't think we had like a full like group of like our best raiders. I think it was like a fair amount of good raiders and people that were just interested in Mythic. Not that they weren't good, it's just they were not as good as some other people. Yeah. I'll say.
Absolutely.
So, what can you do? Anyways, yeah, that's pretty cool, dude. I hope it works out, and I'll be interested to hear how that goes. One thing I did want to mention, I don't think that Mop. I think that Legion is going to be pretty similar to Mop, just based on everything I've seen. It seems like people like that turbo-y kind of thing of like, oh, I can just go in and just like literally obliterate a boss with one press, with literally like one press of Frost Glacial Spike, like does half the raid boss's health. And it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, that's cool, but like the problem with Legion and Mop at the same time is I feel like it's built for people to relive it or people to try it for the first time.
Yeah.
And it just definitely was not good for someone to try it for the first time. Like, it was not enjoyable, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
Hopefully Legion is different. I think with Mythic scaling on Legion, it will feel better because it's like, oh, like instead of just doing like a Mythic raid that even a Mythic difficulty, we can go in and just like turbo kill bosses. Like you try to do like a plus 43 and it's like, oh, like this is actually kind of difficult. Oh, well, it's plus 43. What do you expect, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I do agree, like M plus scaling will be nice because, like, again, infinite scaling dungeons with infinitely scaling gear plays differently, right? That's a different experience, right? Which could be cool. So I'm definitely planning on playing Remix because I want to get the mogs and everything. I might have to ask the wife if like this week I can just, a few nights this week just focus on running keys and just get my 3K rating, and that way then I don't feel obligated to do like anything else.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, so what's up in WoW news right now?
Hey, so we got a lot of stuff going on in WoW news. So I think the first thing is kind of going back to what you were saying with the dinars. We'll just kind of touch on that real quick because I think it is a real topic that I'd like to talk about. And you were kind of on the money with it. So I think it's been confirmed this week that Turbo Boost starts October 7th. So not this reset, the following reset.
Yeah.
And then the 21st is where... I definitely typed this wrong. 21st is where we get the crest cap lifted, and we also get the dinars, bullions, whatever you want to call them, back into the game. I think puzzling cartel chips is what they were called last expansion.
Yeah.
I doubt they'll be called that this expansion because that's way too like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they're called Voidbound Koresh tokens.
Right. What'd you say?
I think they're called Voidbound Koresh tokens.
Yes, sure.
I just made that up. I made that up.
Oh. Okay, well, sure. Anyways, I think that that's a good thing. I think them staggering the dinars is nice with Legion Remix. I think people will kind of want to not necessarily have like a huge interest in that, but I think it will mean a lot to people because that's probably where they want to have more interest. Maybe probably a less interest in, hey, we can go and do X, Y, and Z, and more interest in, hey, this is actually when I can get gear that I want to, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Everyone has their own opinion about dinars. I don't hate them the way they've been doing them. But I kind of understand if people don't like it. I don't know. You've always had a good opinion on Dinars, so I'm gonna kind of let you give your opinion on that. What do you think about Dinars?
Yeah, lots of thoughts.
This time around.
Lots of thoughts. First of all, I see a lot of people complaining that they're time gating Turbo Boost by having Dinars and Uncapped Crest start on the 21st.
Yeah.
Few thoughts.
Okay, sure, fine.
Few thoughts on that first. I feel like time gating is just the like buzzword right now for WoW players, right? Anytime they want to complain, I'm being time gated. Dude, WoW has been time gated since the game came out. Like, time gating and World of Warcraft go hand in hand. In fact, World of Warcraft is not fun when time gating doesn't exist. Hence why I sat there and complained for so long about doing mop rating, right? Because again, I'm punished because I have to go take care of my wife by working a job and paying rent, right? Like, time gating to some degree is an important thing, right? Now, if you have more time to spend on something, yeah, sure, but maybe some of that is a development of skill, right, rather than just acquisition of stuff, you know. But anyways, I'm digressing. I think that's a stupid response to complain that's being time gated. Like, okay, you're literally getting extra levels to your gear starting on the 7th. Would they have just preferred we wait to the 21st? Like, it would for everything come out. But what I like is it means, hey guys, you're getting extra levels to your gear, but people aren't just instantly, right? Because the problem is what happens is then the people who are playing 14 hours a day, right, running 15s all day long, they're like instantly leveling up all their gear right away because they're just playing so dang much now. All of a sudden they have full gear. It kind of paces it out and then says, okay, but by the 21st, if you haven't had a chance to do it by the 21st, well, you're out of luck. Now we're opening the doors wide open, right? So I think that's fair. I think it's a good move. Not just fair, I think Blizzard's doing the right move. The Dinars kind of feel the same way, right? Give it a couple more weeks. Let us have fun with just gearing, like leveling up the gear that we have that now has extra range. The whole puzzling cartel chips, the puzzling cartel chips thing, for me, I know people didn't like that you had to kill the bosses on Mythic difficulty to get the Mythic 1, or to time all dungeons on 12s. But guess what? I didn't do either of those last season, which means I only had access to heroic stuff, which actually wasn't even beneficial to me. There was nothing. I didn't spend a single chip, I think, on my mains. On my alts, I did. On my alts, I did. On my main, I did not, because it just wasn't anything useful. And I still think it was the right system, right? Even if it didn't necessarily benefit me how I wanted to, I think it's the right system, because I like it better as a kind of like a bad luck protection thing towards the end of the season of like, hey, we know this trinket is giga powerful. You've been trying to get the trinket, but the trinket won't drop off the boss, or someone else wins it every time. Here, you can have the trinket. You've worked hard, take the trinket, right? I'm cool with that. Now, any system will be abused. So people are like, well, what about the guy who just pays someone to carry them to the boss one time and they now have it? Okay, fine. But any system can be abused. The question is, can you mitigate some of the abuse, right? And my thing is, the answer to bad luck protection isn't to say, hey, you haven't even tried to get that item. Here you go, right? I just don't think that's the answer, right? I think Blizzard did the right thing by locking away. I heard they made a slight change now where heroic gear, you have to at least complete normal raid. I mean, that's fine. Whatever. I would actually even argue they should make it the same expectation across the board, right? If you want heroic gear, you got to kill the heroic boss, or whatever. But then I think heroic gear is so free. Heroic gear is so free right now. Who cares?
It kind of is.
Who cares? And if you've already killed those bosses on heroic mode, you're probably out gearing whatever's dropping there anyways, right? Like at this point in the season, you're probably out gearing it. So my thought ultimately is like, I think it's the right move. I don't think the answer was like, because in past it was like a season 4 thing. It was a, hey, there's no new expansion, no new raid. There's no new raid, right? We're rehashing some dungeons, which is the norm now, but back then it wasn't. Right? Rehashing dungeons, no new raid. You're just doing the old raids on repeat. Now what's happening is you have 3 raids that are all in rotation, right? And it's kind of this weird 4th season that has this funky vibe to it. In that case, I was all for it. In that case, I was like, yo, let me just get a free item from the raid of my choosing, right?
Yeah.
At that point, I was like, whatever. Because one, I had to wait every 3
That's
weeks to
not
do
bad.
that raid, right? And our guild's not raiding 3 raids a week, right?
Yeah.
6 nights a week raiding. So that made a lot of sense. In the current system, though, having it as part of an actual season, as the ultimate bad luck protection, literally, like I can just go get the item I want. I think that's all right. I think it's all right.
Yeah.
Again, though, I don't know if it's optimal, right? But I think it's the right move. I think it's better than just saying, "Hey, anybody can go get any piece of gear they want." I think you have to prove that you tried. You have to at least prove that you
I
tried,
agree.
right? Yeah. And trying isn't
Yeah,
like, "Oh, I
kinda
tried to
gimmicky.
queue up for a group, but nobody would invite me." That's not what I mean.
No, I agree. Like, I 100% agree with you. I think it's all right, but I also I don't hate I don't hate them. I think it's great that they kind of gate them and kind of limit you to 3. If you could just get as many as you wanted, then I feel like that would feel kind of copy. And the fact that they're only hero unless you do like a certain amount of like keys or a certain amount of milestones, right?
Yeah.
That I also think is really good. But you know, I don't know. To me, it kind of feels like Blizzard kind of just gave in and they were like, listen, we are tired of hearing you guys complain about this, so we're just gonna let you have it. And you know, if that's the case, then bad on Blizzard, in my opinion. If it's not the case, if they're just like, hey, like let's just add something in to kind of give people more opportunities to get loot, then it's like, okay, it doesn't feel as bad, right?
Yeah.
But we've talked about this before, and whether or not you believe it, I think WoW players have like a high horse that they're on pretty much 99% of the time. And when it comes down to it, it's like, hey, you just gotta get off your high horse. Or they just
Ultimately.
complain until like their mommy comes and like pats them on the butt or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's 2 types of WoW players that I come across, right? You have WoW players that feel like they deserve access to everything in the game purely because they pay the subscription. Which,
Yeah.
if that's you, then maybe go play a mobile game, I guess, right? Pay all the money, pay all the money you want, right? Pay all the money you want to win. Or the second type of WoW player, the person who feels like everybody at their skill level and above should have access to whatever they want in World of Warcraft, which are pretty much kind of the same person. I fall in the latter category. I think I'm the right skill level that everything should be catered around me, right? KSL should be whatever I can achieve this season.
I mean, I don't think you're in like the wrong, but I think kind of where you're at is the right mentality of, hey, I think KSL is kind of like not necessarily the top of the top, but it's clear that they kind of want people that can get KSL in like not necessarily in the same margin, but like, hey, I think generally speaking, if you can get KSL with the right group, you can probably get cutting edge with the right group, right?
Yeah.
And I think those kind of 2 achievements go a little bit hand in hand. I know raid's a little bit harder because it's a lot more group dependent than it is in keys, where keys are a little less group dependent. There's still a group element, but they're not as group dependent. If one person is bad, then you kind of it kind of takes a toll. But like if all your DPS are just a little bit subpar, then you can probably still time. Anyways, yeah, that's an interesting point to take, but I don't necessarily disagree with it. I think people either are in those 2 categories, and where it comes down to it is, hey, what skill level do you think you should be at, or not necessarily what skill level do you think you should be at, more what skill level should the game cater to. And personally, I don't think the game caters to like, well, let me hold my tongue when I say this. I don't necessarily think the game caters to the 0.1%. I don't. If they did, they wouldn't release these booleans or whatever.
No.
If they, 100%, because the 0.1% does not care about the booleans whatsoever, right?
Actually, they do.
Oh, okay, that's fair to a point.
Because so many of them don't really want to raid that much to get the gear, but they need the gear for M+.
Fair.
They need the gear for title pushing.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
0.01% title or whatever it is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could get behind that. But I don't think they're like begging Blizzard to do it is the question.
Yeah.
Like, they're not the ones that are saying, Blizzard, you need to put dinars in the game because it's bad luck protection that I need. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're the ones that are pushing it. Do you disagree?
I actually, from the sources I listen to a lot, I think a lot of them actually do ask for it. They actually really hate having to have luck on getting loot from bosses in raid, and they just want to go into M+ and run a plus 20 M+ with the best trinket that they can get.
Yeah. Okay. I would have thought it was the opposite.
Yeah. Again, but you also remember how dinars are, or not dinars, but the cartel chips, right? Based on last season, how they're set up, where like, right, the players who actually get the most out of them are the ones getting cutting edge. Right?
Yeah.
So those are the players, right? Like last season, if you wanted the Gallywix trinkets, right? The only way you're getting them is if you have cutting edge.
Mythic, yeah, for the Mythic track, yeah. Which arguably is like, yeah. So Turbo Boost will be back. Do you think this is going to be an every season thing now? Like Turbo Boost is going to be here all the time? Like forever and ever.
I suspect for now it's something that they're doing, right?
Okay.
I think we're going to see it more and more. But I think it can change, right? I do like props to Blizzard. I love how Blizzard has been like innovating and trying different things out, right? Like it's hard to predict exactly what they're going to do, but you know that they're going to keep trying things.
Honestly, I was a little shocked for Turbo Boost this time around. The only reason I say that is I thought they would not do Turbo Boost because they don't want something competing with Legion Remix. That I legitimately thought that. Because, and we literally talked about it last week, because it's like, oh, Legion Remix and Turbo Boost launched the same exact day. So either I have to decide, hey, do I want to start pushing more Mythic keys now that I can get a higher eye level a little easier? Or do I want to play Legion? And I think people already know what they want to do. And I really don't think it probably splits the group too much. But at the same time, I think it splits them reasonably
tough for me,
enough.
though, right? Like, it's tough for me because now my friends, what are they doing, right? Like,
well, that's true. Yeah,
you know, it's splitting my friends. I just don't know. Like, I don't think I love Turbo Boost and Legion at the same time. I just don't.
Yeah, it feels weird, right? To be honest, it does.
I would have preferred 1 month of Turbo Boost, and then Legion.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially with like the dinar things, the cartel chip type things, right? If it was like end of October, Legion Remix launched, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh hey, I gotta go log in to make sure I get my cartel chips this week and then go back to Remix.
Yeah, right.
I'm chilling with that. Like, I'm chilling with that, right? I don't necessarily want the very start of Turbo Boost to be like, do I want to continue to try and push and achieve this goal that I've been working on and maybe finally now have the chance to achieve this goal I'm excited about? Or do I want to go play the entirely new game mode that they just added into the game that's super exciting and all my friends are doing right now? Oh, wait, I still want to get my achievement? Oh, crap, I can't. All my friends are playing Remix now.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's kind of hard. I mean, it is what it is, right? Either you enjoy it or you just split your time or you just hard push into one, right?
Yeah.
So, We'll see. Hey, onto other news. And there's two things that I just want to touch on real quick. New Twitch drop. I don't know if you saw that. That starts October 1st. So definitely hone into your favorite streamer, aka the Swag Lock, whenever he streams on Twitch. I don't know if you want to plug yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be streaming on Twitch during the drop. So if you want, you can follow my link in the description and come hang out with me on Twitch. I'm not as active on Twitch as I once was. Just first few months of marriage, I'm still getting kind of settled in, figuring things out, figuring out what my schedule works. But Friday mornings, I try to be on if I can.
Yeah, makes sense to me. And the Brewfest stuff, Brewfest is going on right now. I think it started this week, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It started this week. They have a new mount. I don't know if you saw it. It's pretty cool in my opinion. I like it.
Yeah, I always love Brewfest stuff. I still ride around on my Brewfest Kodo from forever ago.
Dude, that's a pretty sick mount. And dude, this mount, the new one is really cool. It's kind of like the head glider from the one raid in what is that raid? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to look it up. The stupid head that has the moron's head or Moron's head, whatever it is. Yeah. It's like that, except it's like a Brewfest theme. It's pretty cool. Check it out.
I've not seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's going on. The two biggest things that I wanted to talk about, and we'll kind of hit them one after the other. I know you are sort of a collection hunter when it comes to WoW editions, and they had, and I'll throw the link in our little Discord chat that we have, but they actually released a Wowhead article on it, and then immediately
removed it.
I don't know,
maybe WoW has the inside scoop, so they pre-wrote the article.
Maybe.
Let me see.
But what happened was they tore it down. So I don't know if maybe they released it beforehand. But it was basically well known that oh, hey, this happened, and then they pulled it. So if you try to go to the WoW, you get
a little
article,
dark heart. It looks like it comes with a little dark heart statue thing.
Yeah, I think it does.
That's cool.
Which is kind of neat, right?
Not as cool as the statue got last time, but it's still very cool.
Yeah, and then it looks like it comes with a nice book. Yeah, it kind of looks like it's a belt buckle, to be honest.
No, I think because it has a little stand. Although a dark heart belt buckle would be sick. Maybe
it kind of looks like a belt buckle. I'm not gonna lie.
Should I get 2 collector's editions and then one of them for a display and then one to turn into a belt buckle?
Oh my gosh, it low key kind of looks like a belt buckle. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it looks good though. Yeah. That's a cool. I like the image. So somebody just took a screenshot, I guess, from the Wowhead page.
The article. Yeah, before they took down the article.
Okay, it's only a replica. Pin. It's only a replica of the dark heart.
Replica.
Not a real dark heart. Just for anybody curious.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
It's not a real dark heart.
Not a real
man.
dark heart. You do get a free date with Xalatath if you buy the collector's edition, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You still have to pay for the meal, though, and everything, but she'll probably maybe show up.
Maybe?
Do
I get to see her feet?
I think that's something you ask on the second date.
Oh my gosh. Reddit, come on. Literally someone's like, I wanted a 1-to-1 Xalatath feet replica, but I guess the dark heart is close enough.
That sounds about right. That's
Reddit
right.
for you.
That's Reddit. Dude,
Anyways,
I was scrolling through Reddit, by the way, while you were talking about others before the midnight stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny, man. People's comments on Reddit, on the WoW Reddit specifically, are just so interesting to me at times, right? Like this one dude's complaining because his 4 Halls of Atonement wasn't timed because I guess somebody in there had all delve gear on. It wasn't doing any of the mechanics and was ignoring stuff and didn't know what was going on. It's like, okay, dude, it was a +4. It was a +4. I promise you, man. I promise you, if your +4 is bricked, it is not. It is not because of one player. I'm sorry, man, dude. You could run in there with 3 people and time that. That's not because of one player, right? That's just an all-around issue. You're just picking on the delve guy to make fun of him.
I know,
and
right?
yet people have to learn, right? And that 2 to 5, 2 to 6 range is all about just learning, right? Like, and to be fair, right? If you don't understand something, ask questions. If you've never done the fight, ask questions, right? Especially in those low keys, somebody usually enjoys being able to explain each fight. Might give you a quick little rundown.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like someone's gonna wave you through it, but dude, people on Reddit are nuts. I mean, what can you do, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the collector's edition looked pretty good. So that wasn't the only tease we got. The other tease that we got that I also thought looked pretty cool was the exterior customization for player housing.
I've not seen that. Is that on Wowhead still?
Yes, yeah, that is still on Wowhead, and I put that in the chat as well. But it kind of shows the depth of your kind of what you can customize, and it shows a little bit of the UI that they'll have, and it also
I'm watching the video.
I didn't actually watch the video. I just looked at the pictures. But one of the things that I thought was kind of cool is how you can make things bigger. So like they show like a thing of a flamingo and you can make it like twice as big, which is kind of neat. I feel like that's not necessarily
so like all
like the games.
What I'm curious about those, because it shows like the flamingo work, right? But can you, because they're showing stuff on top of the house too, like on top of the house settings. Are those static, or can those be like moved around? Because all the ones that they're showing are all placed in the exact same spot, like towers and windows and things.
Okay.
So are they static or are they not static? The flamingo looks like they actually are using the normal tools to do the flamingo. So I'm curious to see where that goes. I would love to see like what houses look like if you can do whatever the heck you want with them. But also part of me worries that if you can do whatever the heck you want with the house itself, you're going to end up with like a really ugly looking neighborhood. So that's why I'm the HOA president of our guild neighborhood.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, that is a good point, and I didn't think about that. If things are going to be a little more static where like, hey, you can choose between the kind of like, citadel or tower you want on the top of your house, but it can only go in one place. And that's kind of like, to me, is like, sure, like that's kind of cool, but I'd like to move it around. I think that's going to make houses look a lot more similar, and maybe that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think that'll give a generic kind of like, oh, this is a player housing, like, or this is a neighborhood, right? It kind of keeps the vibe of housing all the same, but still lets them stand out on their own.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. Absolutely makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm excited, I don't hate that.
I'm excited. Just anything player housing, bro. Anything I see with player housing just gets me hyped.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I'm a little nervous. I think it's gonna maybe cause. Well, actually, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. It might cause some disgruntled people, but I don't know. I hope they still put effort into the main game and the many joys of the main game, as well as maintaining player housing. Yeah. Part of me thinks someone's going to suffer, and I don't want it to be the regular everyday player. So I don't know. Like it's hard to think about, I think someone will suffer when it comes to it. Whether that just means they release player housing and they don't really update it for a little bit. It's kind of just there. They give new things and stuff like that. But it's hard because in a game like WoW, it's like they update it weekly, right? Every single week. There's a new update, right? And although the dungeons might stay the same for a while, like they're constantly tweaking dungeons.
The thing with player
housing,
though,
right?
The thing with player housing that works out is it's a creative system, right?
Yeah,
not
true.
an achievement system in the sense of like dungeons. Yeah. It's like, hey, we designed this dungeon, and go through and play it the way we designed you to play it, right? But player housing is much more like a Minecraft, right? It's like, oh, go in.
Yeah, it is.
You're creating your art. You're creating your thing, right? They could not touch player housing again for 2 years, 3 years, and people would still be having a blast with it, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't suspect that'll be the case. I suspect they'll be continuing to update it and do stuff with it. But it is worth keeping in mind that like being a creative thing is different. We were also told originally, way back forever ago, when we asked for player housing, for World of Warcraft. Blizzard's response was, well, if you get player housing, it's so much work and effort, it'll probably cost you a whole raid tier, right? That was like their thing. Like, hey, like
that's what scares me.
You'll get one less raid that expansion, right? If you have player housing.
Yeah.
Guess what? We got 3 raids starting right at the beginning. Right at the beginning of midnight. We got 3 raids. Now, is it really the equivalent of 1 raid? I think it's like 9 bosses. Yeah, sure. It's still 3 raids, right? Like, at the end of the day,
it's 3 different areas, right?
Whatever Blizzard had to do to make that happen, they made it happen.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, it's 3 areas. It's 3 different 3 different zones, if you will, zones, air quotes.
Yeah.
3 different air quotes storylines that kind of might add into one, but still, it's it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work
outside of just doing one generic raid.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how that turns out, but we'll find out, right?
We will. So we got some listener questions, correct?
Yes, and I actually prioritize the Patreon ones.
Perfect. Speaking of which, that's a good reminder. Hey, heads up. If you love this podcast and you want to find more ways to support us, you're listening to the podcast, you're hanging out on Discord, but you're just saying, Swag, Chicken, I love listening to you guys. And I know you guys put a lot of hard work in, and we just want to show you a little extra love. Do something above and beyond. I would suggest checking out our Patreon, where you can subscribe for bonus content and just show your support to what we're doing. We've been putting out a weekly episode called The Weekly 10, where Chicken and I and usually another friend or two will run an M+10 dungeon just to have a conversation and chat about whatever's going on in World of Warcraft. So you can hang out with us, watch those, plus early access to the podcast, occasional live recordings of the podcast, and more. Along with that, I also want to let you know that this episode of the Warband is sponsored by Zygor. Zygor is a add-on that allows you to have guides to pretty much anything in World of Warcraft. Gold making, leveling, questing, etc. Whatever you want to do, there's probably a guide for it on Zygor, and that includes classic versions of the game as well. So you can check that out with the link in the description. Using that link supports this podcast, as well as using code SWAGLOCK gets you 20% off. Lastly, this one's a personal one that Chick and I love to bring up anytime we're kind of doing our little ad reads for the podcast, but that is our guild, Astra. Astra is really unique because although it is my Chicken's guild, it is not necessarily the podcast guild. This is a guild that we have found on our own and that we love being a part of. And because we love it so much, we want to let other people know about it. They don't pay us for this for us. We just think it's something that our listeners would enjoy. And so if you want to check that out, looking for a non-toxic guild, one that is encouraging and has opportunities to learn and grow in different ways, feel free to join mine and Chicken's Discord and then ask about the guild. And we can help get you in. But that is all of that. Now on to the listener question. So first question coming in from one of our podcast Patreon supporters, Raging Ridge 83 says, if you could have a beer or beverage of your choosing with any Warcraft character, who would it be and why?
Oof. This is come on. Let's be honest. It's got to be the one. Come on.
Yes.
Come on. Yes. It's got to be him, right? It's got to be him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Mankirk.
No, stop.
Oh,
it's got to be Anduin, bro. It's got to be that guy.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Come on, that guy could tell you stories for ages.
Interesting. I'm trying to think who I'd want to. You know who I would pick, and this is going to be a character you've probably never even heard of before. Yeah. But it's ready. It's one that I think would be interesting to talk to. Hamel Rune Totem. And you're probably like, who the heck is Hamel Rune Totem? Right?
What?
Yeah. So Hamel Rune Totem.
What?
Hamel Rune Totem is an Archdruid, right? So Archdruids in WoW are like the best of the best druids, right? But Druidism started with the Night Elves, right? So it really began with the Night Elves. And then they kind of welcomed in Hamel and some of the other Torn, and Hamel was so good that he became an Archdruid. But I would love to just sit and hear stories and talk to him, because I feel like he has a very unique perspective on the Horde Alliance conflict, being that he's exceptionally close with a lot of Night Elves, and with it, because for a while the Druids as a whole were very Night Elf leaning, and so I don't know. I just think those conversations would be really interesting.
Yeah, no, I think they would be too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of cooler than mine, but I still stand by mine.
Now, if I could have a conversation with one person where they couldn't do anything to me, right? Like, they'd be unable to do anything to me, and they'd be stuck being forced in that conversation, then it'd be Garrosh Hellscream. And I just want to ask him why he's an idiot. That'd be it. I want to sit there and poke him until, like, he can't handle it anymore. There'd be so many questions I want to ask, because he just constantly, whatever the dumbest thing you could do was, he did. Because he was tactically brilliant, but like constantly betrayed his own values, right? So
yeah,
I'm like curious about that, right? Like, I don't know, man. Very, very not honorable dude. And so I'd be curious to see like the thought process in his brain.
Oh, interesting.
All right, question coming in from another Patreon supporter, Rack. Question for the pod: if Blizzard was to develop a TV show based on the Warcraft universe, what would you like to see it feature exactly?
I think we've talked about this before.
Probably, yeah.
And I always go back to the good old faithful, like kind of like anime like style, like, oh, this adventure, like, I'm trying to think of like a good WoW name. Like it wouldn't even have to be Anduin. Like, to me, I think we wouldn't want it to be Anduin. I think it would be cooler if it was just like some random person, like I can't think of like a cool like WoW name.
Yeah.
So I'm literally just gonna I'm gonna go on guild chat. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna do that. It would be blank the paladin and his quest through WoW, and like he's
George the paladin.
Yeah, George, definitely not George the paladin.
Jorge the paladin.
Who?
I said George the paladin.
Oh, anyways, yeah, unnamed person, the paladin, and their quest through Azeroth or something, right?
Yeah.
And it just like goes through, and he finds like this priest who's a healer, and they accompany him, and then they find this random like warlock that wants to join their, things, and maybe their like goal is to go and like, I don't know, fight, the jailer, I don't know, or something, or like maybe even what's his name, the Lich King or something, right?
Yeah,
like something like that. I think would be so cool.
Yeah, so
I would literally watch that.
So I am. I'm trying to think. I've talked about this before for sure, and for me, I'm not too far off what you're saying. I'm not too far off. I think an anime. I want it to be an anime specifically, because I think you can just do a better storytelling visualization that way. Live action, even as cool as live action is, as important as it sounds, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to make a TV show that's long-term compelling that way. So I want an anime sort of like in that Free Ren style, Delicious in Dungeon style. That, like, I want an anime about a party of 5. Whether they start as a party or you watch them form into a party, however that you want to do it. But a party of 5 that are experiencing the world of Azeroth as the players would, right? I want a story of the player experience. What I don't want, and this is what everybody always talks about, like, could they make a TV show about, like, the Lich King, like Arthas becoming the Lich King? It's like, dude, we have that. You already know what's going to happen. You know the end of the story. You know all the story beats. Like, in fact, you're never going to be happy because you're always going to be, like, wanting... you're gonna be like, oh, but they didn't do this right. They didn't do that right. This person wasn't depicted right. Give me just like a beautiful, beautiful anime of 5 people going through the World of Warcraft, a tank, 3 DPS, a healer, right? Learning how to do, like, going in and doing dungeons, right? Taking on quests, right? Doing like a wanted quest. Like, how cool would it be like if early on you're like one person and you picked up one of those wanted quests that require like 3 people or something, and that's what forced him to like find more party mates, right? And eventually, right, like, I don't know who the big bad is. The best thing is, like, you don't even need the biggest bad, right? Like, normally you're thinking, like, Lich King, Illidan, the Jailer, right? Like, all those names. Xalatath, bro. Like, but the season 1 big bad could literally just be a random, like, low level dungeon boss.
Yeah.
And it would still be such compelling storytelling and gameplay, right? And then season 2 builds up, right? Like, imagine season 3 is them having to, like, join a raid or, like, join a guild, right? So they can go do a raid.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm just thinking about all those things, right? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. To me, I feel like there's a lot of cool storytelling elements, but I want it to be from the player experience, right? Like, what is my character player personal experience, like that combination, right? The viewpoint of the character, but the experience of the player.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. 100%.
Yeah, I love that question because that's one I think would be so cool, but I don't know if we'll ever get it. All right. We got another question coming in from Tiger Ace Ray. And this is another TV show one, so get ready. Not Warcraft related. What are your favorite TV shows? Or have recommendations on new shows / anime. He's slowly getting back into watching again. Limited to anything on Netflix, Prime, Disney+. I tried Jujutsu Kaisen, and I didn't really connect. So far, I'm 12 episodes in on Black Clover, and I'm starting to enjoy it. So what shows are you enjoying or would suggest?
What are your favorite TV shows? I would say, weirdly enough, my 3 favorite TV shows, not in any specific order, probably be Avatar: The Last Airbender, not the live action. Although the live action was okay, I think the anime / cartoon is a lot better. How I Met Your Mother, that's a sleeper. I feel like a lot of people don't like that, but that's easily one of my top 3. And I don't think I have a third one. Just those 2. Weirdly enough. But yeah, I mean, anything that's popular I find really good. Low key, it's not on one of those 3, but I just finished The Day of the Jackal on Peacock. Very good. Extremely good. I'd recommend that. Maybe not if you don't like watching people get shot in the face.
Okay.
Maybe not watch it.
Makes sense.
But if you don't mind that, then it's probably okay.
All right. So first of all, before I name some shows, I just gotta say, Chicken loves Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, he loves Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. I haven't watched it in a hot minute though.
But I can't get him to watch any anime. He'll watch Avatar, but he won't watch, like, just normal anime. I don't get it, chat. I can't explain it. My suspicion is he grew up with Avatar, so he loves it for nostalgia. But he's missing out on so many amazing shows. So many amazing shows. So, first of all, my first recommendation is if you have Netflix, Prime, and Disney+, cancel one of them. Get Crunchyroll. Number 1. That's first suggestion. First suggestion, Crunchyroll, man, dude.
Why?
Dude, I use Crunchyroll way more than I use any other. I feel
like Netflix low key has some good animes.
Netflix has been stocking on anime, which is part of the problem. I actually don't know off the top of my head what animes Netflix has.
They have One Piece and Naruto.
Well, they don't have all of One Piece though.
Oh, they don't?
They have some of the early stuff, and then it, like, drops out for a while, and then they have, like, Egghead stuff. Like, so they, like, skip, like, 700 episodes or something. Yeah, it's, like, weird. It, like, jumps 700 episodes, which, if you've ever watched a show before, if you jump 700 episodes, you're probably missing a few key details, most likely. Most likely.
Just a few.
Yeah. But with that said, if I were to give some suggestions, early One Piece stuff is on Netflix, I'm pretty sure. Double check that. It might only be Egghead stuff, but I think early One Piece stuff is there. Check that out. I also like the One Piece live action, and I'll forever be on the One Piece train. It's my favorite show. My wife started watching with me literally on our honeymoon when we got married, and now it's her favorite show. She's almost on episode 500. She loves it. She watches all. Literally today, she's like we're like on our way home. She's like, I don't want to stop for lunch. Like, I just want to go home so we can keep watching One Piece. I was like, okay, sounds good. I'm not making that up. That's a true story. The live action is really good too on Netflix if you want something different. If you like the live action, I would still start from the beginning on the anime though. There are some subtle differences. and both are good. Both are very good, but there are just some differences. One really weird anime that I actually enjoy, but it's weird. It's called Dan to Dan. A little bit odd, but good. Free Ren we mentioned earlier, and we mentioned Delicious in Dungeon. Both of those are beautiful. If you love like the World of Warcraft vibe, you will like both of those very much so. Free Ren, Delicious in Dungeon. Jujutsu Kaisen, yeah. If you didn't connect with it, that's fine. I think it's okay. It's not my favorite, but I enjoyed watching it. Black Clover, though. Black Clover is really good. You'll have to ask Brunick about it. Brunick also likes it. I know they're coming out with more Black Clover soon. It was on hiatus for a really long time. I didn't think it was even going to come back. So I'm excited about that. And then if you're looking for like live action-y things, I'm not really a good one to ask advice from because I just watch The Office and Parks and Rec. I just flip back and forth between the two. So I'm not a good one to ask that. But anyways, but in terms of like, anime, so Free Ren, Delicious Dungeon, One Piece for sure. I love One Piece, dude. I know it's long, but man, it's so worth it. So I mean, listen, dude, you're playing a 20-year-old video game. You can watch One Piece.
True.
Yeah. And then the last one, really popular. It depends on how you are. I know Jujutsu Kaisen had a decent bit of like blood in it and gore and stuff. So probably roughly on par with that. But Solo Leveling has a lot of good action and just like aura farming. If that's something you're interested in, solo leveling. But I would say Free Ren and Delicious in Dungeon would probably be up your alley, especially in terms of like that Warcraft fantasy kind of like beautiful world aesthetic. Warcraft. Oh, and he had a Warcraft related question too. Second question from Tiger. Warcraft related. If you could bring back one feature from a past expansion, what would it be? Or if you have an idea for a new feature.
See, this is kind of hard for me because I've literally only played 3 expansions. And
like bring back Torghast.
No.
The mall. Bring back the mall.
No. That's even worse. Really, I don't think there's anything that I particularly want them to bring back. That like I can think of. No, that doesn't even make sense. I can't think of anything really. Kind of a new feature. Excuse me. I would like to see like 10-man raids come back. Okay, low key, maybe that is what I want to bring back. 10-man raids.
Okay, like Mythic 10-man.
Yeah, I think Mythic 10-man raids would be kind of cool.
Okay, makes sense. And so just get rid of Mythic 20-man then.
No, I think they should do both, Mythic 10 and Mythic 20.
Which one would be harder?
I don't know. See, my thought was maybe if they ever add like a support role in, maybe that's kind of where it fits in. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
sense.
know. I think Mythic 10 raids would be kind of cool. It kind of eliminates the need for 20 individual players. And yeah. I don't know. I think I would be a fan of Mythic 10 raid.
Makes sense. My answer is kind of a weird one. I like it's a weird one. But I guess maybe I don't off the top of my head I don't have like a feature like this that come back. Like artifact weapons were cool and they could come back. Like I like the idea of running around with these like legendary well-known weapons, but I also understand why it worked great one time but maybe won't work great a second time. But if I had to pick like one thing, I think it would be like world PvP things, right? So I just feel like world PvP is kind of non-existent in WoW, and I miss like zones that actually had like PvP elements in them. Like when things were going on, you'd actually get like alerted, like this is happening. Go help, go support, go protect this base or something, right? Those were cool to me. I thought that was cool. So if there's like one small thing, it would be that. I'm sure later today I'll be sitting around going like, dang it, I want them to bring back covenants. Probably not, but still. Slappy Hands was a past expansion feature. That was a covenant power.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Anyways, last question coming in from Sean. As we head into the end of the War Within, what are your final goals you want to accomplish before midnight?
That's kind of a loaded question. So personally, I think my biggest goal would probably be Keystone Legends. But again, it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of at that point where I'm like, do I want to do Keystone Legend, or do I kind of want to just go with Legion Remix? So I don't know. I'm kind of torn, right? So I personally, this one's achievable. I would like to do the raid at some point before the season ends, or before it gets like too complicated and people just don't want to raid. So that'd be nice to kind of do it as a guild. Maybe do the achievement raid. That'll be my first time going through the raid. This is probably the first expansion that it's taken me so long. I haven't even done any of the raid outside of the one story mode, because you get the what's it called? The crafted item thingy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh.
I blinked out for a second.
Oh. If you do story mode,
yes,
you get like the
rune one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for your crafted items, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that I did story mode literally just to get that, right?
Oh wow.
So I would like to do the raid at some point. Like I said, this is probably the longest I've gone without doing the raid.
Dude, Saturday nights, bro. Guild raids. They're in heroic now on Saturdays.
You know, I was thinking, and if they move towards doing heroic on Academy nights, that would definitely incentivize me to want to go.
That's what they're doing.
So yeah, maybe I'll have to jump in there.
There you go. Or you could launch a raid event, a weekly raid event for the podcast.
I mean, that's an idea. That's a
thought.
Kind of a crazy idea.
Perfect. My last goal is for the war thing. If I get KSL, I'm happy. That's it. I just want to get KSL. Yeah. Then I'm content.
Yeah, I get it. That's kind of what I want to do. But.
Yep. Well, that is everything we have time for today here on the Warband podcast. We're so excited that you are hanging out with us, listening, and we can't wait to see you again next week.
Yeah, buddy.